Hello you lot, this is KeefCooks, I'm Keef, and well, we've got pie day coming up soon, so I'm going to make a pie, specifically a beef, Stilton and mushroom pie, and it's going to be gorgeous. Okay, confession, this is plan B. I spent yesterday and this morning making a magnificent sort of raised pie, a game pie with venison and duck and pork and all manner of good things in it, and I broke it trying to get it out of the tin. So that was disappointing. Anyway, we never give up on this channel, so plan B, beef Stilton mushroom, still fantastic. Right, pie day, pie as in the Greek letter pi. It's an American thing, it has to be because of the way they write dates. Month first, then the day. So 3.14, as in March 14th, those are the significant numbers of pi. There's many interesting things about pi. It's an irrational number, which means it never ever resolves itself into a thing that ends. It never repeats, it never ends. And basically it represents the ratio between the circumference of a circle and the diameter. I'm wittering, let's get on with it. Oh, if you like this video, press like. Right, I'm going to do hot water pastry, and I've shown you how to do this a million times before. But if I skip this step, there's always going to be people saying, you didn't show us how to make it. So it's the easiest thing in the world. 350 grams of plain all-purpose flour and 1 teaspoon of salt. Mixy. And then 120 grams of lard cut into cubes. You can use butter or shortening or any other fat or oil, and 150 ml of water. And then we pop that on the stove on medium heat to melt the fat. Okay, there's the fat melted in the liquid, so I'm going to put half of it in with the flour and salt and mix that in. And I just do it in 2 stages because it's easier to mix it that way. You might find it tricky to get the last bit of flour incorporated, so the best thing to do then is get your hand in. Okay, nice ball of dough. So I'm just popping it in here so it doesn't, harden in the air. I'm going to stick that in the fridge to cool down. And because it's for pie day, I'm going to have pie logos and words, letters, stamped on the top. These are actually inside out, but through the magic of technology, I'll just take a close-up and flip them so you can see what they are. Ingredients for the filling: I've got 1 onion, topped, tailed, peeled and chopped into little bits. You'll also need 450 grams of stewing beef, 120 grams of Stilton or any blue cheese, a glass of red wine, and I've got 250 grams of chestnut mushrooms. The meat, this is just generic stewing beef from the supermarket, and it's quite lean. There's no there's no fat on it. Normally I want fat, but not in this kind of pie. The cheese, any blue cheese really, but if you're one of those people who can't stand blue cheese, what's wrong with you? Use not blue cheese. So I'm just going to go through all these chunks of beef and cut down any that I think are too big because, well, I don't like huge chunks of stuff in a pie. It makes it lumpy. And we'll just coat those in a bit of flour. Because this beef will take a long time to cook, and if it's not pre-cooked, by the time it is cooked inside the pie, the pastry will be incinerated. You've got 3 options. I'm using a pressure cooker, which is the quickest. It will take 30 minutes to cook that beef to kind of tenderness. Or you can use a saucepan on the stove, and that will take about 3 hours. Or you can use a crock-pot slow cooker, which will take at least 8 hours. So, your choice. I need to brown the beef before I put it in the pressure cooker so we get those nice Maillard reactions and lots of umami. But I won't cook the onions. They'll just disintegrate during the half hour under pressure. So I've got a good glug of oil in the frying pan, quite hot. chuck the beef in batches and sear it. And then that goes in the pressure cooker with the onion and the glass of wine, and top it up with water, maybe a stock cube if you want, and give it half an hour under pressure. So to prepare these mushrooms, I'm just, pull the stalk out. If the end of it is grotty, cut it off. And then the cap, if you've got bits of soil, you'll be lucky. They're not grown in soil, these things, these days. They're grown in some kind of reusable medium, I don't know. And then just quarter them. And then we just saute them in oil for a few minutes, just to kind of brown them, get some of the moisture out. Alright, the beef is cooked, so now I'm going to add the mushrooms, some thyme, about a teaspoon, and a bit more wine, just let them kind of cook together for a bit, and then we'll have a taste. Right, the filling is made, so it just needs to cool down, and we can get on with the pastry. So we want a bit of flour on the worktop, and then you want about half of the dough. This will be the lid, so a bit less than half. I'm using this tin, which has a removable bottom. That's always useful. And that's 24 centimetres diameter, about 9.5 inches. And we just roll out the disc. So that's a little bit bigger than the tin. I'm just going to trim off some of the excess bits and turn this over, because now I want to put the decoration on. You really don't have to do this because you'll need a 3D printer. So what I've made is Pi Day, the letter pi. So I'll emboss this in the dough. Yay! And then I've got these other bits, which are Pi Day, Pi symbol, March 14th, and this one, which is the value of pi to that many numbers. So we'll whack that across there. Ooh, yeah. Oh, let's have a bit more. Let's have it upside down. Okay, that looks pretty cool. So I'm going to stick that in the fridge to chill while I do the base. Now, one thing I learned from the previous effort was that the stock in the embossing actually brought it out, made it more visible, and the bits where it wasn't painted, well, you couldn't really see. So I've got this gravy browning by Sarsons. A little bit of water, because that looks pretty thick. Okay, and I'm just going to paint in some of the bits. Not all of them, because there's quite a lot. Okay, we're going to put the pie together and bake it. So you want your oven preheated to 180 Celsius for a convection oven. That's 200 for a conventional one, and gas on the screen. Okay, there's my pastry case, and here's the filling. So we'll just chuck that in there. Whoa. Get it nice and spread out. We want a flat top. And now, don't forget the cheese, it's quite important. So, slice it, stick it on.
Hello.
Hello! It's going like this. I'm just putting the stuff in and put the lid on and bake it. So it'll be like, whoa.
10 minutes.
Not 10 minutes.
Oh, I like that.
Yay! What? Get off! So now I'll just moisten the edge with water, and then pop the lid on. Whoa! Look at that. If that comes out anything like what it is now, I'll be a very happy bunny. So I need to trim around the edge. I'm not going to do a great big crimp on the edge because you know, I don't want to impinge on the gorgeousness of the embossed typography. Okay, so now where is it? Here it is. Beaten egg yolks, 2 egg yolks beaten. So now I'll just paint it with the glaze as thinly as you can, really. You don't want pools of egg yolk. Okay, and that goes in the oven for, I don't know, 35-40 minutes, and I'll turn it around halfway through. Okay, time's up. Let's have a look. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm quite pleased with that.
Oh, ain't that a thing of beauty?
I think so. And you can tell
3.14159
many numbers.
6538.
It goes on.
Yes. To infinity
And beyond. Woo woo woo. Okay, we'll let that cool down for a bit and then have a tasty test.
Yum.
Do you want a spud and a vegetable to go with it?
I will want some dinner, but that would be of the sit-down variety later. I'm quite happy with just a piece of pie for a taste test.
Okay. Okay, I need to do a shout out. I was supposed to do this last week for Mike Whitcomb, who's moving house in Italy. We'll have done that already because I forgot to do the shout out last week. Sorry, Mike. Anyway, you know what I'm thinking of, yeah. And now it's taste that I'm with.
Hello, darling.
This is KeefCooks. Yay! I made a pie. You can't eat it. It's too beautiful.
Well, I'll just take some bits without, you know, interfering with the beauty thereof.
Okay.
You hooligan. Ooh.
It's alright.
I've only had 2 bits of mushroom and some gravy.
You
That
like
is
mushrooms?
really nice.
Vegetable pie. Vegetarian pie. Oh.
Yeah. I can see that beautiful pastry.
Oh. So we're just going to have to tunnel in underneath so we don't destroy
The beauty of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's really good.
from where we were this morning to where we are now,
It's been a long way.
I'm going to sleep for 3 days. But I'm very happy.
That is.
Nice, isn't it?
Oh, that's gorgeous. You know when you
Oh yeah, it's
have a
got...
canned steak and kidney pie and there's what you expect it to taste like, but it doesn't. It's that, ooh yeah, this
Okay.
is so moist and rich and splendid.
It's got cheese in it. It's got Stilton in it.
And did you put wine in it? Yeah. It's just got so much going on. All I know is that there's a depth and range of flavour to this, and it's so moist.
She's been watching MasterChef.
I love it when you make pies.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I'm quite good at that.
I'm just going to stand here eating this pie
Yeah,
until
okay.
you make me stop.
Alright. Thank you for watching. And see you next time.